Hi, and welcome to Energy Economy Easy, the online academy for the German energy industry. My name is Carsten Eckert, and today we are talking about unbundling. Unbundling is a pretty important term in the German energy economy in regards to the market roles and the market structure. In another video, we talked about the structure overall, and today we are talking about why is this structure really existing. In the historical sense, we've got one energy company at every region. So in one city or one region, one energy company did everything. They had the power plants, they had the grid, and they had the connection to the household. And therefore they were also the suppliers. But in the late 90s and in the beginning 2000s, we liberalized the energy economy extremely. In Germany, we did that a bit much more extreme or more efficient or whatever than in other countries. And therefore, right now, we've got a really extreme regulation on the differences in regard of market roles and market structure. The most important thing is the unbundling of the grid operators. We talked about that we've got the distribution system operators for the regional, geographical, near cables, electricity cables, and the TSOs, the transmission system operators, for the supervision, and 1/4 of whole Germany. They are there for the transmission through hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. So those both roads, they are unbundled from all other roads in the value chain. That's the important thing to understand. Unbundling means that the network operators, the grid operators, the DSOs and TSOs are not connected directly to all other energy companies. They have to be separated in a sense, because we want them to be independent from the other value chain parts, and therefore have their own business and their own interests in business, and therefore can be independent and can be fair and undiscriminating to all market participants. In the old days, we've had some really normal and natural monopoly, and therefore a competitor had no chance to be part of the energy distribution, because nobody would have the situation to be connected to the energy grid. Because why would the grid operator let some competitor be part of their own grid? And therefore the grid operators had to be unbundled from everything else. Therefore, they can be independent and free of discrimination for all competitors. That's the sense of unbundling. But how is it really organized? We've got, in the end, 4 or 5 steps of unbundling in Germany, and we will just go through them really shortly. Let's start with the accounting unbundling. We want to separate the economical steps, and we want to separate the balances and the transactions from the grid operators, from all of the other parts of the energy economy. So the grid operator, they have their own balances, their own transactions, their own accounts from the suppliers. So the suppliers are in their own transactional situation, their own accounting, and the grid operators are in their own accounting. That's the first step that even shows that the economical interests are divided, because everybody has their own accounting. That makes sense. The next step is the informational unbundling. There we divide the informations, the databases, the master data on customers from the different market roles. So the grid operators have their own databases, they have their own IT system from the suppliers. The suppliers have their own IT system, and the network operators have their own IT system. That makes also really much sense, because with that separation, the master data from the network operators cannot be used to get the customer to their own contract system. So they have to get the informations from the customer themselves. Therefore, they have a real contract, and nothing shady can happen with just the data from the supervising grid operator system. That's the sense and the logic behind unbundling these steps and these things from each other. Both of these steps, the accounting and also the information unbundling, are done by pretty much every grid operator, by every energy company in Germany. They have to be done by everybody. The next steps only have to be done by energy companies with more than 100,000 customers, and therefore by the municipal energy providers in bigger cities and by all of the regional or really big energy companies. They have to also unbundle the personnel. That's called operational unbundling, and therefore they have to divide the personnel working for the grid operation and for the supplying. So the personnel from the supplier cannot speak with the colleagues from the grid operations, and on that way get some infos, get some data, get some goodwill in working cases. So there's also no discrimination of other competitors, because the grid operating personnel don't have anything to do with the supplier personnel. That's the logic behind the operational unbundling. The next step is the organizational unbundling. And that again makes sense. If you want to divide the personnel, you should also divide the organization, the company, from each other. And therefore, in Germany, the bigger grid operators are their own company, their own. In Germany, we have GmbHs, so that's the normal part of a normal type of a company. They are their own company, and the suppliers, they are also a separate, completely separate company. They may be in the same holding, they may be in the same enterprise, for sure, but their own doing, their own work is completely separated from the other ones. And therefore, their own operations is completely divided from the others, and therefore they can completely be free of discrimination of competitors, because it's not interesting for them to really help their own company. In the end, it would be kind of sensible to help them because the overall holding would be better, but they're not interested in the first place to do that. And they're also prevented to help their own company in their own holding because there is some kind of supervision we are talking about in the end. So again, the first two steps were the division of accounting and of the information databases. And then, as you have more than 100,000 customers, you also have to divide your personnel in the operational unbundling, and then your organization in the organizational unbundling. You have your own company. There is some kind of fifth step. It's only done for the transmission system operators, the four big transmission system operators, which are controlling the cables for hundreds and hundreds of kilometers through the whole of Germany. They are also not only organizational unbundled, they are also ownership unbundled. They cannot be part of the holding of the supplier company. And therefore, the four TSOs are unbundled from the other parts of the overall enterprise, of the overall holding. There's one misconception on that, because the Transnet BW in southwestern Germany, they are still part of the holding of EnBW, because EnBW is not a private company, it's held by the states and the cities, and therefore it is some kind of not so shady and can be supervised pretty much easier, and therefore the overall supervisor, the Federal Network Agency, the Bundesnetzagentur, they gave the okay for the Transnet BW to be still part of EnBW. But normally the 4 TSOs should be and have to be completely unbundled from everything else. They have to be their own company. The 3 other ones are completely unbundled. So again, there is some supervision by the Federal Network Agency, the FNA, the Bundesnetzagentur. They are looking onto all of these steps of unbundling, from the accounting to the information databases, to the personnel, to the organization. And if somebody is discriminating some competitors because they are not unbundling okay, then the supervisors are going there and saying no, 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 and have some harsh words to say. And if it's still done in a discriminating way, companies can completely be deleted from the overall market, can be cancelled, and therefore every network operator is really looking onto doing this unbundling in an okay way. So I hope I have described the unbundling pretty okay. I have shown you some kind of the description here. I hope it's understandable. If you have any questions on the unbundling in the German energy economy, just put them down below in the comment section. Also, some more infos again on our website, especially if you want to have some seminars, English-speaking seminars on the German energy economy. We are, as far as I know, the only academy for the German energy economy with English seminars. So you can take them from us. We also will have some ebooks and online courses in the near future. So just keep subscribing and keep liking our videos so we can grow, and then there's even more content in the near future. So that's it for today. Until next time, here at Energy Economy Easy, the online academy for the German energy industry. My name is Carsten Eckhardt.